In a world where scientific advancements have made extraordinary feats possible, the concept of someone stealing DNA to achieve personal or malicious goals is no longer just the stuff of science fiction. Stories of such events, especially when tied to deeply personal and intimate circumstances, like a former partner stealing DNA to get pregnant, are emerging as unsettling realities. While these cases are rare, they highlight a concerning intersection of science, ethics, and law. To understand how such a scenario could happen, we must first delve into the basics of DNA and its accessibility. Every cell in the human body contains DNA, the unique genetic code that defines each individual. DNA can be extracted from a variety of biological materials, including hair, saliva, blood, and even skin cells shed onto everyday objects. This means that traces of DNA are left behind almost everywhere a person goes, from a toothbrush to a discarded napkin. For someone with basic knowledge of genetics and access to lab resources, extracting and preserving DNA is not as challenging as it might seem. With the rise of at-home DNA testing kits and advancements in biotechnology, genetic material has become far more accessible than ever before. It's not inconceivable that an ex-partner with ulterior motives could collect DNA samples without the individual's consent. The alleged act of using stolen DNA to achieve pregnancy involves advanced techniques. Sperm cells, for example, contain the genetic material required for reproduction. While traditionally obtained through donation or consent, it's theoretically possible for someone to collect sperm from discarded condoms, clothing, or other personal items. Once collected, the material could be preserved and later used in assisted reproductive techniques such as in vitro fertilization, IVF, or artificial insemination. This scenario raises significant ethical and legal questions. The unauthorized use of someone's genetic material for reproductive purposes is a violation of personal autonomy and bodily integrity. In many jurisdictions, laws around consent in reproduction focus on traditional methods and relationships, leaving a gray area when it comes to unconventional or deceptive means. The victim of such an act may find it difficult to navigate legal recourse due to the lack of clear legislative frameworks addressing DNA theft and its misuse. The psychological and emotional impact of such an event cannot be understated. The idea that a person could become a parent without their knowledge or consent is deeply unsettling. For the victim, it represents a breach of trust on an intimate level, compounded by the potential lifelong consequences of unintended parenthood. The relationship dynamics with the child, the financial and legal responsibilities of parenting, and the societal stigma associated with such a situation add layers of complexity. From a societal perspective, cases like this underscore the need for stricter regulations around the collection, storage, and use of genetic material. As biotechnological tools become more accessible, the potential for misuse increases. Governments and organizations must work to close legal loopholes that allow for the unauthorized use of DNA. This includes implementing stringent consent protocols for all forms of genetic material handling, especially in medical and reproductive contexts. Additionally, there is a pressing need for public awareness campaigns to educate individuals about the risks associated with genetic material theft. Simple precautions, such as properly disposing of personal items that might contain DNA, can mitigate the likelihood of such incidents. People should also be informed about their legal rights concerning their genetic material and what steps to take if they suspect it has been stolen or misused. While the idea of an ex stealing DNA to get pregnant might seem extreme, it is not entirely implausible in today's world. Similar cases have made headlines, raising concerns about the ethical boundaries of science and the potential for personal vendettas to exploit advanced technologies. In one widely publicized case, a man claimed that his ex-partner used sperm from a discarded condom to inseminate herself, leading to years of legal battles over custody and child support. While the specifics of such cases vary, they highlight the pressing need for societal, legal, and ethical safeguards. For those who suspect that they may be victims of DNA theft, taking immediate action is crucial. Consulting a lawyer with expertise in reproductive law or genetic privacy is a necessary first step. Documenting all potential evidence and reporting the incident to authorities can also help build a case. Additionally, seeking therapy or counseling can provide emotional support during what is undoubtedly a distressing time. In conclusion, the theft and misuse of DNA for reproductive purposes, while rare, is a disturbing possibility that reflects the darker side of scientific progress. It serves as a reminder that with great advancements come great responsibilities, and the urgent need for society to address the ethical and legal challenges that arise in their wake. As we move forward in this brave new world of genetic innovation, protecting individual autonomy and ensuring justice must remain at the forefront of our priorities.